Thought is a kind of magical power, written by Xue Feng. Sun Wukong was placed under the five elements mountain for 500 years. When Tang monk removed the slip of paper on top of the mountain, inscribed with "All money bear me home," Sun Wukong leaped out. It seems that the weight of that slip was greater than the weight of the mountain itself. What kind of thing was that slip to possess such immense power? Some people cannot be crushed by hardship and suffering, yet once their hope is shattered, they can collapse in just a few moments. Some people, even while suffering from a terminal illness, if unaware of their condition, live happily day by day, but once they know the truth, they may fall to the ground at once. In my village, there was a young boy around 11 or 12 years old, who would scream every time he crossed a small bridge in broad daylight on his way home from school, his face turning pale with terror. After investigation, it turned out that he had once overheard adults in the village casually chatting that there are always headless female ghosts on the bridges. Just a single offhand remark from the adults became like a binding curse that shackled his thinking. These are extreme examples, but in fact, every one of us is more or less bound by certain kinds of spells in our thinking. What Buddhism calls birth, aging, sickness, death, encountering what we hate, parting from what we love, failing to obtain what we seek, and the suffering of the five aggregates. These 8 sufferings all stem from ordinary patterns of thought. If we could think differently, these sufferings would no longer exist. Our rules and regulations, ideas and beliefs, moral and ethical codes, norms of conduct, doctrines and theories, religious laws, scientific theories and methods, and even role models. All of these are forms of magical power that bind human thought. Such powers are of great benefit in maintaining the normal functioning of human society, but at the same time, they constrain the human mind. For ordinary people, it is almost impossible to free themselves from these forces. So, what is magical power? It is another form of thought web that binds human thinking. When the energy of this thought web is greater than the energy of our own thought webs, we fall under its control. Thought itself is a kind of magical power. The thoughts of gods, Buddhas, great figures, and great scientists are all forms of magical power. In the face of such power, ordinary people are helpless unless their own thinking, ability, and wisdom surpass those of the others. Thought may appear intangible and powerless, without form, without shadow, elusive and ethereal, but in reality, it can alter the direction and shape of material development. It can transform the formless into the formed, and the formed into the formless. It can disrupt and interfere with a person's normal thinking.